I'm very happy that at least for few minutes I am here and able to see all of you. So I'm not going into too much of details of too many subjects. Just one thing is about G20, C20 that I will tell you. I think some of you already know that this year India has got the presidency of G20, that is group of 20 topmost countries in economics. And by rotation the presidency goes to each country. So this year India has the presidency and the head of the state is the president. So it means our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the president of G20. Then along with G20 there are many verticals like civil society 20, labor 20, women 20, startup 20, business 20, think tank 20, youth 20, and each this vertical, again these are people from 20 countries, their group. It is associated with some ministry or other, but there is only civil 20, that is C20 is supposed to be the voice of the society. So it is not linked with any government department, but it is supposed to be group of those people who work in the society, who work for the society. So this year G20's presidency is with India, so all the verticals presidency also is in India. So in C20 there are 4 organizations. You know Amrutananda Mahima. So she is the chairperson of this C20. Then one Rambhav Malhi Prabodhini is the taking care of secretariat for C20. And there are 2 organizations. One is Vivekananda Kendra for its work in the society, and also one Satsanga Foundation. There is one Muslim saint by name M. He has written some books also, and he has done some work in water management, rejuvenation of river. So Satsanga Foundation and Vivekananda Kendra are the institutional partners. So that is the core team of the 4 organizations. Then these 4 organizations, they sit together and decide that on what topics we shall discuss. We shall form different working groups, and then we will make recommendations to G20 leaders. So all these verticals, they make recommendations to G20 leaders. So G20 leaders, they start meeting at different levels like Under Secretary, Secretary, Chief Secretary, then ministers, and ultimately the heads of the countries will meet around November. So before that, all these verticals have to complete their seminars, recommendations, and then send it to G20. So this year C20 has decided 16 working groups. In each working group, there will be one national coordinator. That is, one organization will be as national coordinator. So our Vivekananda Kendra Institute of Culture is made national coordinator in one group. And there will be one international coordinator. That is the organization which works in other countries. And then they will take some other people with them, and then they will discuss about that topic, conduct lot of seminars, conferences, consultations. So like that C20 has conducted more than 1000 such seminars and all over the country. But there will be a final seminar of each working group. So one working group final seminar was in Namsai, and that is how I had gone on my way. I had passed through Tinsukia. That time some of you I think came and saw me in dining hall when I was taking food. I just came, had food, and then left for Namsai. So this is about C20. Now this is only an occasion. It comes, we have chance to meet and discuss with other country people. But what is permanent is that we continue to work for the society. So it's only an opportunity to scale up, to understand the work of other organizations. So with that, means to that extent, this is very useful. And of course, it is an honor that Vivekananda Kendra is in the core group of C20. And also VKIC is national coordinator. So its chairman, Dr. Joram Begiji, he is the national coordinator. So this is about G20, C20 because you are all hearing about it. I know Dr. Aparna Layankar and Smita Thai had come a few days before. I think they also shared with you certain things. But I don't want to go now much into that. I want to tell you just two things. And then I want you to ask questions. Anything that you want, you can ask. We don't have much time, so I will try to tell because I have to also leave for Guwahati. So I will just try to tell you two things. One thing, you know, this is now proven by quantum physics, ecology, cellular biology, that what we think that we become. It's not genes anymore. One Lipton Bruce, a very celebrated cellular biologist, he wrote a book. He says earlier we thought what genes I got from my parents, accordingly only will be my life or my behavior or my diseases or my health or whatever. He says no. What you think, what atmosphere you create around you, the genes have all the possibilities. So, what you think, accordingly, only those traits or possibilities will manifest in your life. So, what does it mean? What Swami Vivekananda said, the destiny is in your hand. Your future is in your hand. Swami Vivekananda had told, what you think, you become. So, one important thing for the students or all of us, starting with me, our teachers, principal, everyone, and you all, who are all associated with Vivekananda Kendra, the first thing that we have to remember is what I think will happen, will become. That's what we see, because the whole universe is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent. Today physics has realized it. So if I very strongly, intensely think something and strive for it, slowly the changes will happen in everything around you, and what you want to become, you will become. Not only in profession I am saying, but even in your behavior. Even in your politics, you can become. Now for that, this is the truth. Now to make use of this truth, you have to practice certain things. I will say you practice only two things. One is, every day morning, after your bath, or morning you don't find time, but morning is best. After bathing, you sit for 5 minutes, close your eyes, and tell, we chant in bhajan, I think you all know that Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That is, all the power is within me. If I think, I can become. Nothing is impossible for me. Eknath Ji, who founded Vivekananda Kendra, about him it was told, there is no impossible word in his dictionary. Anything that is to be done, he will do it. And from Chinmay Mission recently they told me, once when Swami Chinmayananda had come to Shillong, and Eknath Ji came to know Swami Chinmayananda is there, he was also in Shillong. So he sent a message to Swamiji. Swamiji said, yes, come and meet me. Swamiji was giving a lecture. Gita Yajna was going on. And then Eknath Ji entered. He entered from backside, so he called him in the front. Then he asked the people, do you want to see Hanuman? Do you want to see a person who can, if need be, even change Himalayas from one place to other place? You know, a person no less than Swami Chinmayananda is talking like that. He said, here is a person. Nothing is impossible for him. And we all come in that legacy. Swami Vivekananda, when he decided I have to participate in Parliament of Religions, he participated. So, never be a crying baby and no one can understand me, I am very weak in studies, I am not good and everyone scolds me and though I wanted to do something, there is no proper atmosphere, nothing like that. You radiate everything from within. So sit every day 5 minutes and think about on the power within you, the divinity in your heart. Think for 5 minutes, not more, just 5 minutes. And then whatever you want to do, just see whether your time and energy you are spending accordingly. I am saying, suppose I want to go to Delhi and I am walking towards Chennai. Can I reach Delhi? I can't reach. So you say you want to do something in life, but you are wasting your time in mobile. You can't achieve anything. So you will have to decide. I am not saying don't see mobile and all. Fix your time. Fix at least some hours. Take challenge for yourself. I can be without mobile from 6 to 8 in the evening. Decide. Can you take such challenges? That is where your worth will be manifested. So life is not to be wasted. You are not born without a purpose. You have not come to be Swami Vivekananda by accident. And you can really achieve many things in life. So this is first thing. Second thing that I wanted to tell you, we are very, very fortunate to have been born in a great country like India. Whether we realize it or not, I don't know. I read one small story that one small fish, was swimming in the water and then asked mother, Mother, I heard people telling that water is very important for our life. I don't see what water is doing for us. Then the mother smiled, the mother fish smiled and told, you just jump out of water, you will know what water is doing for us. So we are all very fortunate. We have our parents at home. We have certain culture at home. We have, when you go home from today, from school, do you have a fear whether same mother will be in the house or not? Whether same father will be there or mother and father will change? You don't have that fear, isn't it? Most of you don't have. But in America it is not like that. In West it is not like that. Things are crumbling like anything. Yes, there it is the fear. So do you know there a lesson on family, how it is taught? Because when the teacher started telling family means father, mother, children, something like that they were teaching. Then a child asked, which father you are telling? The biological father or the adopted father or the current father or the future father? Which father you are talking? Child asked the question. And now teachers don't have answer. Then someone said, I don't have father, I have only mother. Someone said, I don't have mother. I don't know who is my mother. So this is the tragedy. See, we are born here, so we are very fortunate. You all can laugh now. But there are people who cannot laugh there. I have met one such person, Stephen Knapp. You can later see in internet. Stephen Knapp, his spelling is K-N-A-P-P. Stephen Knapp. So when he was young, he could not laugh. 15-year-old, could not laugh in life. And so much depression he was. He doesn't know what to do. Then he was walking, he heard some sound, so he peeped from the door. Door was open, many people inside. They are dancing Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare with Mahamantra, and Kirtan is going on, Arti is going on of Krishna. And he felt so nice. First time he could sleep that day peacefully. Then slowly he started going to that Krishna temple. Now he calls himself Nanda Nandana Das. Nanda Nandan. Nanda ka Nandan. Uska Das. Nanda ka Nandan yani Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna ka Das. So there are such people, but we are fortunate and we should protect our country. We should work for our culture. So if anyone is criticizing our culture and our country, don't join with them. And what is good in our country, our culture, we must know, we must try to tell at least few people. And we can search in internet such things, we can tell. And really today India is taking that position which she had once to guide the world spiritually, also economically, also culturally, also philosophically. So you are born at a very right period when India is taking her position. If when you grow up, you are very staunch Indians and work for the interest of the country and our culture, that will be your great fortune. So just these two things I wanted to tell. Now tell me whether you have any questions, because I always like to listen to our students also. So if you have any question, you can ask about anything. And we don't have much time, so don't waste time. You can start asking. And don't hesitate. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there are 3 ways of acquiring wisdom, not information. Information you can get in mobile also. But wisdom you can get by 3 ways. One is by Shraddha. Another is by asking questions. And third is by doing service to the elders or to the knowledgeable people. So how we can get knowledge and all now, there is no time to explain that. So but one is by asking questions. So you can ask questions. Anything. Don't hesitate. Don't think what others will think. Yes.
Like in present day we see that many teenagers, adolescents of our age are facing issues because of anxiety and depression and all. So how do you think we can cope up with that?
Yes. See, there are, I will tell you, our anxiety, depression increases when we think too much about what will happen to me, what will happen to me, when we are more self-centered. And when we lack confidence, okay, whatever may happen, I will face the life. Why we should get anxious about the future? Then we fall prey to the peer pressure. So that is another cause for depression. So very simple thing is, you try to go out of your house. Anyone who is around you, who needs some help, some support. There are in some houses old people, no one talks to them. You even go and just chit chat with them. I had met one such young boy. You know, he says, every Sunday I go 2 hours to any family where only old people are staying. Then I ask them, do you want any help? Then they say, yes, I wanted to go to temple. Nobody is there to take me to temple. This is in big cities. In Tinsukia, I do not know. It may not be the condition. But in many big cities, only elderly couples stay. They have some domestic help, but on their own they can't go out. Then someone said, yes, I wanted to go to bank. Someone said, I just wanted to have some round outside. So he will take them, bring them back. So this is elderly people. But even small children, suppose in school you are learning many nice things, songs, stories. You can go and conduct sanskar varga for them. Expand your I-ness. All anxiety will slowly become, now it is concentrated in I. You just expand it, it will reduce. And don't worry too much of future. Do your duty best. I will tell you, those who got less marks also have done very well in life. Only your confidence should be good. That doesn't mean I am telling you don't study. Huh? I am not telling that. I am telling you do your best. Whatever marks come, come. You can do anything in life. Yes, you want to ask question? No, you are recording. Okay. Anyone else? Very good. He asked about anxiety and depression. That's very good. And in West, this depression is being interpreted very wrongly. Then children are given puberty blockers, then some surgeries are made on them to change their gender. And it has created such a problem there. Now there are some people who are totally against it. Some say this will solve the problem. It's not solving the problem. So that's not the solution at all. Anyone else? You can ask any question as I told you about Kendra, about as he asked, very important question, the real question today many adolescents are facing. Or any other question. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Padma Shree. I want to ask that as you said that if we don't get a good marks also, we can be a good human. So if we see today's generation parents, they are like into marks. So how to make them convinced that okay, if we are not getting good marks, we can be a good human?
See, first thing is you do your best. They see you are sincerely studying, you are striving. Afterwards, suppose your marks are less and your parents are unhappy. You can only prove it later by your actions that marks were not that important. That time you will have to suffer their disappointment. That we can't do. But you assure them that see, whatever I will do in life, I will excel. You don't worry about it. So over the years, they will get convinced. There are many such persons who are not very well studied, but they appoint CAs and MBAs. And these people are like, for example, the Dhirubhai Ambani, or also there are so many such cases. So we can very well achieve in life. You can take startup. You can become even a very good teacher. There is such satisfaction in that. See, ultimately what you need, your own house, some vehicle, take care of all family members, isn't it? That is the basic. But if you strive, you can earn money also like anything. Not wrong way, by hard work. Only parents should never feel that you have not done your best. So we should do our best. That's all is important. Any other question from girls' side? Or anyone can ask. I am not saying only girls should ask. His question was also very good. What to do with parents? So convince them you are doing your best, and then later if marks are less, few years is a problem. They will be disappointed, but later they will be satisfied. So no question? There someone wants to ask, no? Some hand was raised? No.
How to achieve stillness in life?
Stillness. Sit down. That is what comes with the meditation. That actually is good for those who study also. And another thing, why I told you I didn't explain, that at least 2 hours be away from mobile. Is the mobile actually destroys the stillness of mind, concentration of mind. Here one Sanjay Dhariwalji had come. I had taken him to Dibrugarh school, Nivedita Didi, and rowing I took him. He is the topmost CA firm. His firm is the topmost CA firm in India. He stays in Bangalore. He is also GST advisor to Government of India. So he says, I have earned lot of money. Now I want to interact with the students. So he goes to the topmost schools in Karnataka and all, and he interacts with them. So when I went with him to rowing VKV, he asked the children that do you feel after Corona, your concentration or focus in studies has got down. So those who feel like that, he told raise your hands, and almost all children raised the hands. So I was surprised. Then I asked him, is it happening in all schools? He said yes. Everywhere I asked this question and students raised their hands. Now why it happened? Continuously working on mobile for online classes, the mobiles were given in the hands of all. So continuously we are seeing videos or visual picture, because then not only the online lessons, otherwise also mobile came in our hands. So because of that, our capacity to listen and understand has gone down. Without a picture, we cannot listen. So we need something in front of us, moving. Otherwise, we cannot listen. This has become the problem. And therefore, the screen time has to be reduced. Otherwise, our capacity to concentrate goes down. So that is why I had told you 2 hours. You give challenge to yourself. Where if you want to see something, see, but put a limit to that. Your own limits you decide. If you are seeing 5 hours a day, then you make it 4 hours, then slowly you make it 3 hours. So this is one thing. If we are seeing too much of mobile, the stillness of mind is difficult. For that, we have to do some meditation regularly. Meditation is you have to sit straight, then you have to observe your breathing. You should not consciously breathe in or breathe out, just observe your breathing. When you breathe in, your stomach comes out. When you breathe out, your stomach goes in. And observe the temperature of the breeze that comes inside, at the tip of your nose, inside. So when you breathe in, it is slightly cool. When you breathe out, it is slightly hot, hotter than the earlier. Just keep on observing your breathing for a long time. After that, you will see all this chain of thoughts has quietened down, and somewhere mind is becoming still. Then you can also feel the heartbeats in the fingertips. Just sit very quietly, feel the heartbeat. Feel that heartbeat even in fingertip we can feel. And then you feel a sort of light inside your heart and focus on that. So like that you have to focus on certain things. Then other thoughts will drop out. Slowly everything else will drop out. For that only they say Onkar chanting is the best thing. So chant Onkar loudly. Om you chant. Then again you take the next Onkar. In between chanting of 2 Onkars, that fraction of second is the stillness of mind. So just feel that, extend that. So just Onkar chanting also will give you that stillness of mind. But in between the 2 Onkars, you must feel that, experience that. Onkar has that capacity. Slowly the thoughts will come, it stops. Again you take the next Onkar before any other thought arises. So that is how Onkar chanting is another very powerful way of doing meditation and getting that stillness of mind. Even when you are studying, you can just sit for some time, do the breathing as I told you. Don't do breathing, observe the breathing. Chant Omkar 3 times. Feel in between the Omkar that stillness, and then you take up the study. You will find your focus is much better.
I want to ask a
Yes.
question. It means if we set a goal for our life,
Huh?
if we set a goal for our life, and if we achieve that goal, is that really means that we have achieved the highest potential of our body, or we can go more forward than our final goal?
Okay. His question is, if we set a goal and we achieve, then whether we should set some other goal or that's all, no?
Yes.
Yeah. See, first thing is, I want to tell you difference. There are two things. One is professional goal and another is goal of life. So, professional goal you will achieve or you may not achieve. That's not that important in life. So, suppose you decided I will become a bank officer, for example, but you don't become bank officer, you become something else. It's all right, that can change. But the goal of life should be in the interest of the society, nation, and that goes on for the whole life. For example, I shall make my village ideal village, and then my village will be a an example to guide other villages to become ideal village. So this is a lifelong goal, it will continue. Or I want to become water management expert so that the problem of water is solved in my country. Ours is a Sujalam country. So much rain it comes. Only in management we are bad. So then you keep on upgrading yourself, learn new techniques, because region wise the problem is different, where rain is more, where rain is less. So like this your goal for life should be different, professional goal should be different. And you decided you want to go to medical and you could not go. It's not your life is over. Don't go into depression. You can do something else. So professional goal, even if it changes, it doesn't matter. So this is what is very important to remember. You know APJ Abdul Kalam? You know he wanted to become aeronautical engineer or I think pilot, but he did not get selected. If he would not, if he would have gone in depression, then we would have never got Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He would have been just one depressed individual. But then he thought, all right, I didn't get. Then he went into pure science and then he became a missile man. He is called as missile man of our country. So all our missile technology, space technology, you know, it's not that only one person can do, but he was a very good team leader. Whether it is IISc, IIT, everyone he involved into that. And he developed it. So God always has better plans for us. So God wanted APJ Abdul Kalam to become missile man. That's why he could not get selected as pilot. If he would have got selected as pilot, he would have been just a pilot, that's all. But God had better plans for him. That's why in our prayer we say, Tava eva ashisha purnatam tat prayat. By your blessings only, whatever I want to do will go to fulfillment. So suppose you don't become doctor, have complete faith in yourself that God has better plans for me. And be positive, face the life. You can change your professional goal. That we can change. Professional goal is never a goal of life. If you think I want to become doctor, you become doctor. Then finish, no goal for life. Like that it will be. So always two goals we have to set. Any other questions?
Namaste, Didi. My name is Tarun Tama. Well, it is only my second year here.
Hmm?
It is only my second year here, and I'm come from Arunachal. So, my question is, what really makes us Hindu?
What is your question?
What really makes us a Hindu? Because all my life I have been raised by in a society where there are many other religions, but it was mostly Christians. Although my family practiced with me our practices, our rituals, but I really felt very disconnected from my own religion. So I want to ask you, what really makes us a Hindu?
Yes. Very good question. His question is, what really makes us a Hindu? You know, first thing, Hindu is not a religion. Okay? It is dharma. So in that, there are two, three things. That one is, God is everywhere. So we worship river, we worship mountains. A way of worship could be different. It need not be same for all. So Hindu means, first thing, I believe God is everywhere. Because of that, I behave with everyone with courtesy, with respect. I respect the nature, I respect the elders, I respect the ancestors, I respect the everyone who are around me. Third thing, I respect even everyone's way of worship. So somebody is praying to Jesus, fine for him. Somebody is praying to Allah, fine for him. Somebody is praying to Ane Donni, very good for him. Someone is praying to Durga, good. Someone says, I don't believe in God. I don't know whether really God is there, whether he can have form. Fine. You can believe that. Only don't go and tell others what you believe is wrong. So, a Hindu is always respecting others' traditions. We don't look down upon others. That is why in India there are so many gods and goddesses. In no other countries they allowed other gods and goddesses to survive. They destroyed all the ancient cultures, all the faiths. Only in India, I know, I go to Arunachal, I went to Changlang, so suppose there is Rangphra Rangsamhum, that is the temple of Rangphra. I go and pray there. I go to Kanya Kumari, I pray in Kanya Kumari temple. Then I go to Maharashtra, I may go into Khandoba temple. So, I know the same God can be worshipped in any form by any name. That is another point. And the most important point which Swami Vivekananda told is that divinity is within us. So we are not sinners. We are not born useless. But our aim of our life is ultimately to realize that divine power within us. So we are all potentially divine. The Atma doesn't have death. As we change the clothes, we change our body. So this is another point. And the last important point is, because everything is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent, my extended form is my family. My still extended form, that Akhanda Mandala Karam, a continuous circle, if we draw, so it is, we chant, no, Akhanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Characharam. Tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So my extended form is my family. My still expanded form is my community, my society, my nation, and the whole world, the nature. So I am all connected to that. For example, this is the finger. These fingers' extended form is the palm, isn't it? If you remove this finger is useless. But with this hand, it can pick up the things, it can, even paint a picture, isn't it? Just taking paint, finger painting it can do. So it has purpose only when it is linked to the palm. The palm's extended form is the hand. The hand's extended form is the body. So everything is connected with each other. So similarly, I am connected to the nature, nation, society, family. And therefore, I have certain duty towards it. This finger has a duty towards this palm. So if anything want to lift, the finger helps. Similarly, this palm has a duty towards the hand. Hand has duty towards the body. For example, the hand thinks. that see, I only have to do lot of work. I take the food, put in the mouth, again I take the food, put in the mouth. Who gets the taste? Tongue gets the taste, and who gets the food? Stomach gets the food, and who has to do the work? Hand. So this is not right. This is injustice. So I am not going to lift the food and put in the mouth. If the mouth wants, go directly in plate. Go directly in tea. If the hand does like that, and the hand refuses to keep the body clean, to feed the body, what will happen? Body will become weak. One day the hand will also become weak, because we are connected. So I have a duty towards my family, society, nation, and the whole creation. That duty is dharma. So this is Manav Dharma. In no books it is written Hindu Dharma. It's always said it is Manava Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, because these are eternal principles. So this is how it is told. Then how Hindu Dharma name came? Swami Vivekananda says, if some group of people continuously practice certain principle, then that principle gets the name of that group of people. Now he only told this, I am giving you example. You know photocopying? You know Xerox copying? Yes. You know what is Xerox? What is?
Being of the content of
We actually what we do, we photocopy the paper, isn't it? Xerox is the name of the company. It is the Xerox company which popularized photocopying so much that people call it Xeroxing. यहाँ Xeroxing करके मिलेगा और अंदर जो मशीन होगी वो सोनी कंपनी की भी हो सकती है, लेकिन फोटोकॉपिंग इतना पॉपुलराइज किया that photocopying became Xeroxing. Similarly, Hindu society, the society living this side of the Sindhu river, the whole society so much diverse, so many gods and goddesses, but they all follow these 5-6 principles what I told you. And that is why the Hindu society practiced Sanatana Dharma for all these years. So the Hindu society's name also got given to Sanatana Dharma. But actually, basically, it is Manav Dharma. It is to be practiced by all human beings over the world, in the world. So this is in short. If you are more interested, we have a book here. You can read that. I have written a book on Indian culture, challenges and potentialities. In that Dharma chapter, you can read detail. Maybe our library also may have copies, so you can take it from yours. And even after that, if you have some doubts, you can send me mail. Alright. Address sir will give you. Yes.
As you said that God is a plan for us.
Huh?
As you said that God is a plan for us at the end of the day. So does this
God is?
God has a plan for us, as you said that. So does that mean that our lives are predefined? Like
Our?
lives are predefined already.
I didn't get it.
As you said that God has better plan for us, he is asking whether our life is predefined.
No, not like that. It's not like that. See, for example, plan is there, but I have to walk towards it now. If APJ Abdul Kalam, I am not a pilot, so he would have been in depression. The God's plan will remain unfulfilled. So, for example, I give one simple example. Let us say it is your fate that while playing you fall down and your leg becomes fractured. Okay? And now you have to lie down on the bed for 1 month. Let us say this is decided by God. But after your leg is fractured and you lie down on the bed for 1 month, what you do? That is your purushartha. That is your freedom. So some boy will say, I wanted to see mobile so much and I was not getting time. Now 1 month I will see as many things as I want. Someone will say like that. Someone will say, oh, for me maths was so difficult. I will study only maths for 1 month. So he will improve his maths. Someone will say, I wanted to read Swami Vivekananda. Now so much time is there. I will read his at least 5 books or 5 lectures I will read. Someone will say, अरे नींद के लिए समय ही नहीं मिलता था, अच्छा से सो लूं. ऐसा भी हो सकता है. So what you do matters. What happens gives you choice. So life is always a choice. Now you all were asked to come and sit here because I have come. So whether to listen to me or not is your choice. You can just sit, but your mind can go here and there. Or you may listen. No choice is there. Now, after listening, whether to practice that or not, again choice is there. Isn't it? So life is always a choice. You were brought here, let us say this is decided by God. But after coming here, what you do is your Purushartha. Clear? Yes. Okay, I think I have to go because I would have liked further to listen to get your questions, but I had to reach airport. That's why. My time is up. You can conclude it already.